Swadika and welcome to Morning Thailand. You're watching this with Wanasorn Kurhong.
And I'm Thanannapat Noivien. Good morning, and it's the morning of Thursday, the 22nd of August, 2013. Well, we got a lot of news to cover and keep you posted, especially the ongoing of the constitutional amendment debate.
Yes, it is an ongoing.
And it seems to be going on into the third day.
Right, but I think that yesterday there weren't as much fun as
on the first day.
Exactly, that we reported. So
Okay, we'll keep you updated on that later on. But started out with, I don't think is a good start.
Well, we
for
tried
this
to
morning.
come up with the good news, but unfortunately today is not one of those days.
I try to go as fast as I can. There's an accident yesterday around 9 a.m. Police in Makasan police station were informed about the accident at the construction site on the Ramanaiv Road. And when they were there, they said that there's an accident where steel rods, the steel pipes, worth in total 200 kilograms, fell from the air. They were being lifted up into the air to the 28th floor of the condominium project, the Ideal Mobi condominium project in Bangkok sub-district of Hue Kwang district on the Ramanaiv Road, and it was the 28-story condominium. The metal rods, the steel rods, were being lifted up in the air. However, the cable sling of the crane car was broken. And the steel rods fell and killed a construction worker, Kun Janthorn Jigratok, instantly. Her husband, also another construction worker, Kun Somjit Jigratok, said that she was standing alone at the crime scene at the time when the metal pipes were lifted up into the air and the cable sling were suddenly broken and killed her instantly. And another construction workers had to collect the body parts of Kun, the victim's body in plastic bags. And
In plastic bag?
4 plastic bags, because her bodies were like scattering around here and there, and they had to light the incense sticks in order to apologize and pray for the victim.
Don't they have to inform someone else to actually do this part? That's weird that they actually did it themselves.
Yeah, but it said that the body was seriously destroyed.
Right. I think that was one of the debate that they were having, that the police would kind of suspect that there might be, a cover-up kind of thing, because the thing is, normally you call a rescue team and they
You don't need to mess with the crime scene.
And not plastic bag, that's a garbage bag pretty
Yes.
much, so that's kind of okay.
The driver of the crane car, Kun Mongkol Noikun, who was controlling the sling crane at that time, fled from the scene either. So police are now tracking him down for further investigation and interrogation to find out whether the cables were worn out or damaged.
So see, there might be some problem, a cover-up going on there, but hopefully we'll find the bottom of it, get to the bottom of it, because this is one of the serious.
Yes.
It's just odd, to see in a picture, because normally you don't see that. You have someone else. You have to investigate a scene when it's involves some death and such. Now let's move on to another news. Not so happy either, but at least someone is doing something about it. Apparently, Kunfai, this is very shocking. We have heard about this a few days back already. However, it hasn't made it to the front page until today. Now the DSI yesterday has came up, Kuntarit Pengdit, the DSI chief, came out and actually said that he will accept this particular case as one of a DSI case once again. So apart from the other cases that DSI have, once again, they're going to have this particular case.
They were very busy. Is that why no conclusion was made?
Exactly. Now, this involves a case where the report has been filed against one of the health check company. Now, this particular company is actually provide mobile checkups to various schools as well as private sectors, so different companies would actually hire them as well. Now they say that in Saraburi province, Saraburi Wityakom school has actually a lot of parents as well as teachers raised concern, and this is why this particular case made it to the DSI, saying that during their health checkup, the annual health checkup, this particular company, unfortunately, they did not disclose the name of the company. I'm not sure why. Actually, went in and, of course, do regular check. You have to check the blood and such, but they did not change the needles. You know how you have like every checkup you have to change the needles?
For sanitation.
Exactly. Well, they didn't do that. I'm pretty sure that is not for all the 3,700 of them. It's probably just a few people, like for example 20 or 30 people that use the same needles, but that's still unacceptable, and it was quite shocking. Now this took place on 29th of July to the 2nd of August of this year, of course, and they say that not only the fact that they did not change the needle, there's also some mistakes in terms of checking the eyesight, because they say that some of the students were actually short-sighted, and the checkup came up that they were far-sighted.
Little kid
Yes.
is not usually get farsighted.
Exactly. And this another one is that the grade 8 students apparently turn out to have all A blood types.
That's pretty
what are the
weird.
chance of that happen? So, obviously there's like a lot of eyebrows were being raised and say that this is something really fishy.
So this is like blood A type school.
Well, at least for grade 8s, grade 8ers. Now they say that obviously, like I mentioned, 3,700 of the teacher and student actually involved in this particular checkup. But with further investigation, they found that another school, Sao Hai Vimon Vitaya Nukul school, was actually back in a little bit further, just a few months before, happened to use the same company and find pretty much the same thing that happened. That involved about 2,800 of the people that actually got their health check, and the DSI say that this company has been operated pretty much widely. So 80,000 people were reported to be checked by this particular company. Now they only say that it located on the Ramapho Road. They have like health check labs as well as mobile X-ray room for you to actually have, and they claim that they have a lot of doctors as well as nurses that work in the big private hospital. So at this point, the DSI said that they will definitely look into this, and I think that this is one of the serious things that I'm not sure how it slipped the standard of conducting all this health check.
Where is
it's
the
quite
school
serious.
again?
The school
Yeah.
in Saraburi. So this
not
particular
in Bangkok.
company is a mobile. They do a mobile checkup, so they would go to different places, and I think they probably do in such a cheaper kind of rates.
Less than the hospital.
Yeah, so a lot of people hired them, but if you're not up to standard and you're using the same needle, obviously you could.
It's the lives of little kids and people's children.
And you can like get HIV if for the teacher and such, or the virus B that it's been spreading around as well. So all this serious health matter that could have happened because of this. So DSI is accepting this case, so hopefully we'll see a little bit more onto this.
Moving on to another case here, I think Thai people were like familiar with the device called GT200. Do you remember?
a few years back.
It's the bomb
already.
detector that has been introduced in Thailand since the year 2004. At that time, the Thai Air Force used it to detect the suspected items at the airport, beginning at the Pattani airport in 2004. And the company that sells the GT200, the global technology company, boasted that it can detect bomb, tobacco, ivory, and cash. However, it seems that there's some pretty weird things going on, because
there was like a lot of discussion and debate whether or not they actually,
due to the efficiency of the device and also the high cost of the products that seems to go not in line.
Exactly. And there was a report of a lot of people used it like down south, especially the rangers in the southernmost provinces.
Yes, to prevent
and it turned
violence.
out that
They can detect nothing.
Exactly.
And yesterday, the court in Britain found that one businessman, Gary Bolton, who sells this particular GT200 devices, was found to be convicted in 2 charges of fraud, and he was sentenced to 7 years in prison for selling the fake bomb detectors, the GT200, the device that we are been speaking about for several years before. And it seems that the court received a report saying that this particular GT200 devices are simply nothing, just the empty boxes with the handles and the antenna attached inside, and the explosion come out when another client of this company scanned the devices and found nothing in there. As I say, just the handles and antenna.
And a lot of our soldiers actually trusted their lives with this ridiculous device. Look at that.
They put their lives in it.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, and you cannot detect anything. It was so bad. Yeah.
There was nothing much inside this box, and it was very useless. The court said it was useless, and it was like the company, Gary Bolton, tried to sell this and boasted about the efficiency. Earlier in May of this year, another businessman who involved in this particular company, Jim McCormick, was also found guilty of 3 charges of multi-million-pound fraud in relation to 3 types of fake bomb detectors, including the GT200s. And this particular device has been sold to security agencies, police, and also armed forces around the world, including Thailand as well.
Oh, so we're not the only people that got fooled, that has been fooled by this particular person.
And this time will be our country has been mentioned in international news here.
Right. Okay, so moving on from that, there's more violence in the south to be reported, but this time another unfortunate incident where the Islamic teacher is shot dead, and this is from we have to say an ambush, because in the Pattani province, Ba Thong district, there has been a report of at about 8:30 in the morning of a teacher that has been killed in the car, and they found bullet holes all around the car, his car itself. Now this is the Toyota Vios car, and they say that this particular person, Humaydi Musa, he's the Islamic teacher, religious teacher, and he did not made it. Like, he did not die at the scene, so they tried to send him off to the hospital, Nong Jik Hospital. However, he did not make it. He was the teacher at the Islam Siksa Community Foundation School. So at this point, the police said that they found bullet holes in his head, as well as several on his body, and they say that the witness saw more than 3 people on a pickup truck, and they were actually drove next to the car and start to spray the bullet. Now they believe that it might be one of those insurgents in the area trying to instigate violence and stir even further violence in the area. Now at this point, the Pattani provincial officials, along with the teacher association in the 3 southernmost provinces, has gathered different directors from different schools in the area, and they sat down together to find a way to prevent more violence against teacher. Now they came up with 7 regulations altogether. The first one was that making sure that all the officials involved would have come up with another plan and stick to that particular plan. The second one was that for all the officials to make sure that there would be a tactic, or at least a team inside, that if something happened, at least you can control the situation in time. The third one was that in the spot where is connecting between the 2 districts together, so different authorities involved, during the border area, there should be some kind of authorities in site as well, on site as well as the fourth regulation that they were hoping to be able to exercise is that everyone have to communicate and know at least, reporting each other. And the fifth one is creating a war room that connecting all the education center along with the security center. So make sure that those two works together. And the sixth one is to look at to assess the safety of the teacher on a daily basis. So not waiting for the monthly basis, so on a daily basis. And the last one is to make sure that the teacher themselves obliged by all these obligations as well as regulations, strictly obliged by those. And still 11 schools in Pattani province is still closing down for the second day today. And they found, yesterday there was a few at this point. Of the attack in Yala province, there were a bomb attack. One ranger was injured, but no one has been killed. And in Narathiwat province, there was also another body found, but it was believed to be of the RKK insurgent. So
I think the government is still going to talk to the BRN, right?
Yeah, later on.
Considering their demands.
We're going to discuss about that later on in the second half, in the third half of the break. So stay tuned for that because we have a little bit more. Now with that, we're going to take a short break, Kun Phai, and of course we have a lot more information to update you on, so please stay tuned.